My child, today I call you to listen deeply to my voice, for I have a message that will illuminate your heart and bring peace to your weary soul. You have wandered, seeking answers in the world's fleeting promises, medicine, wealth, and success, yet your heart remains restless. But here in this moment, I ask you to trust me. Place your faith in me, and you will discover the power that transforms burdens into blessings and despair into unshakable joy. You see, the world may offer you temporary solutions, but I offer you eternal light. Trusting me is not about ignoring your struggles. It's about knowing that I walk with you through every storm. In Proverbs 3:5, I remind you, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. What if, in surrendering control, you finally find the peace you've been longing for? As you continue with me today, I will guide you step by step, showing you how to anchor your trust in me and embrace life's trials with strength and grace. Together, we will uncover lessons that not only inspire, but transform. If these words touch your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Christian Philosophy Daily. Join a growing community dedicated to finding faith, hope, and meaning through God's Word. Let us begin this sacred journey together. Trust in me, and let your soul find rest. The light in the darkness, my child. Life often feels like a long, winding road shrouded in darkness. With every step, you search for clarity, for a light to guide you, yet shadows persist. But hear this truth. I am the light you seek. My love is the lamp that never dims, the beacon that will lead you through even the most uncertain times. Let me tell you a story, one that mirrors the journey many of my beloved children face. In a quiet town, there lived a woman named Eliana. Her name meant, God has answered. Yet for years, she felt as though her prayers were met with silence. Eliana was no stranger to hardship. A sudden illness left her bedridden, her once vibrant life reduced to staring at the same dim ceiling day after day. Medical bills mounted, and with each passing month, her hope waned. One night, as the weight of her despair became unbearable, she cried out to me. Lord, she whispered, why have you left me in this darkness? Have you forgotten me? My child, I had not forgotten Eliana, just as I will never forget you. I was with her in that moment, closer than she could imagine. Yet like many of my children, Eliana struggled to see the light because her eyes were fixed on the shadows of her troubles. I whispered to her heart, Eliana, trust in me. Do not fear the darkness, for I am your light. Your pain is not the end, but part of a greater plan. The days that followed were not easy. Eliana still faced uncertainty, but something shifted within her. She began to pray not for immediate relief, but for strength and guidance. She opened her Bible, and these words from Isaiah 41 verse 10 spoke to her soul. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. As her trust in me grew, so did her resilience. She found moments of light in the kindness of others. A neighbor bringing her groceries, a nurse offering an encouraging word. Eliana began to see these acts not as mere coincidences, but as my love in action, my way of reminding her that she was never alone. One day, Eliana shared her story with a friend who was also struggling. I still face challenges, she said, but I've learned that even in the darkest valleys, God walks with me. His light may not always erase the shadows, but it gives me the courage to keep moving forward. My child, like Eliana, you too may feel as though the darkness is all-encompassing. But remember this, every trial you face is part of my greater plan, a plan designed not to harm you, but to draw you closer to me. In John 8:12, I declare, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. When you feel lost, do not be afraid to cry out to me. Your voice is never ignored. Your tears are not wasted. I see them all, and I am already at work, crafting a path that leads to hope, healing, and joy. Consider this. A seed must be buried in the darkness of the soil before it can grow toward the sun. Similarly, your struggles are not the end, but the beginning of something greater. I use the trials in your life to strengthen your faith, to teach you to lean on me, and to prepare you for the blessings yet to come. Eliana's story is not unique. It is the story of countless children who, in their darkest moments, have chosen to trust in me. Some, like Eliana, find their way through illness. Others discover my light amid financial hardship, broken relationships, or spiritual emptiness. But the common thread is this: when you place your faith in me, you open the door for my light to illuminate your path. So my child, I ask you, where do you feel darkness in your life? What burdens are you carrying that seem too heavy to bear? Bring them to me, lay them at my feet. Let me be your light, your guide, your unshakable hope. Remember, I am not distant or detached. I am with you always, as close as the breath in your lungs and the beat of your heart. Trust in me, and I will carry you through every storm, every valley, and every shadow. Let my words be a reminder that the light you seek is not far away. It is within reach, waiting for you to take hold. Trust me, my child, and let my love lead you into the light. This is the truth I want you to embrace. No matter how deep the darkness, my light never fades. No matter how heavy your burden is, my arms are strong enough to carry you. And no matter how far you feel from me, I am always near, whispering, "Do not fear, for I am with you." Let the story of Eliana inspire you to take the next step on your journey of faith. Open your heart to my light, and you will find peace that surpasses all understanding. The light of the world is here, my child. Trust in it, trust in me, and you will never walk in darkness again. The depth of trust in God's plan. My child, trust is a sacred bond, a bridge that connects your heart to mine. It is not merely a word or an idea. It is the foundation upon which I build my relationship with you. I ask for your trust, not because I am distant or demanding, but because I am your creator, your father, and the one who desires nothing more than your peace and joy. When I formed you, I wove into your being a purpose far greater than you could ever imagine. Yet, this purpose unfolds not through your understanding, but through your faith in me. In Jeremiah 29:11, I promised, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Trusting me is the key to unlocking that future. But I know it can be challenging. You live in a world that values control, a world that tells you to rely only on yourself. When you face uncertainty, fear whispers lies into your heart. What if things go wrong? What if you fail? My child, these questions are chains that bind your soul, keeping you from experiencing the freedom I offer. Trust in me is the key that sets you free. Why do I ask for your trust? I ask for your trust because I am not only the creator of the universe, but also your loving father. As a father guides his child away from danger, I guide you toward what is good and right. You may only sometimes see the full picture, but I do. Like a master weaver, I am intricately crafting every thread of your life into a tapestry of beauty and meaning. Consider this: when you trust someone, you allow them to take the lead. Trusting me is your way of saying, "Father, I believe you know what is best for me, even when I do not understand." This act of surrender is not a weakness, it is the greatest strength. It is an acknowledgement that you are not alone in this journey. My child, trusting me means letting go of the need to control every outcome. It means releasing the burdens of worry and fear that weigh so heavily upon your heart. In Matthew 11:28-30, I invite you, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." When you trust me, you step into the peace I have prepared for you. You no longer need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, for I am here to carry it with you. How trust frees your soul. My child, have you noticed how worry and fear consume your energy? They steal your joy and cloud your vision. When you try to control everything, your mind becomes like a restless sea, tossing and turning with every wave of uncertainty. But when you place your trust in me, your soul finds calm. Trust is like a river flowing into the ocean of my love. It carries away the debris of anxiety, anger, and doubt. In its place, you will find clarity, hope, and joy. Trusting me does not mean you will never face challenges. It means that in every challenge, you will feel my presence. When you release your grip on control, you open your heart to the miracles I am waiting to perform in your life. Remember this. Trust is not a passive act. It is an active choice to believe that I am who I say I am. It is choosing to rely on my promises, even when the road ahead is uncertain. When you think I am silent, my beloved child, there will be times when it feels as though I am silent. You pray, you cry out, but the answers you seek seem far away. In these moments you may wonder, Lord, have you forgotten me? But hear this truth. I have not forgotten you, nor will I ever. My silence is not indifference, it is preparation. Just as the earth must rest in winter before it blooms in spring, your soul must sometimes endure seasons of waiting. These are the times when I am working behind the scenes, aligning the pieces of your life in ways you cannot yet see. Consider the story of Joseph. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and imprisoned. For years he endured hardship, yet he trusted in my plan. In time, I elevated him to a position of great influence, using his trials to save many lives. My child, just as I worked in Joseph's life, I am working in yours. In Isaiah 55:8-9 I remind you, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Trust my timing, for it is perfect. A life transformed by trust. My child, when you place your trust in me, your life will never be the same. Trust is the soil in which faith grows, and faith is the seed that blossoms into peace, joy, and purpose. Imagine a bird soaring through the sky. It does not worry about the wind or the distance. It trusts that the wings I have given it are strong enough to carry it. You too have been given wings. Wings of faith, hope, and love. When you trust me, you will find the strength to rise above any storm. My love for you is unwavering. It is not dependent on your actions or circumstances. Whether you are standing on the mountaintop or walking through the valley, I am with you. Trust me, my child, and you will see my goodness in every moment of your life. The invitation to trust. As we continue this journey together, I invite you to reflect on where you are placing your trust. Are you relying on your own understanding, or are you leaning into my wisdom? My child, the choice is yours. But know this, when you trust in me, you are choosing peace over chaos, faith over fear, and hope over despair. In Psalm 37:5-6, I encourage you, commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will do this. He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn, your vindication like the noonday sun. Trust in me, and you will discover a peace that surpasses all understanding. Trust in me, and you will find that your burdens are lighter, your path clearer, and your heart fuller. Trust in me, my child, and you will never walk alone. Practical lessons in trusting God. My child, trust is not a feeling you stumble upon. It is a journey, a series of choices that you make daily. To trust in me fully, you must take deliberate steps that may feel small but are mighty in their impact. Let me guide you through 3 ways to anchor your faith, unburden your heart, and see me working in your life. Step 1. Release the illusion of control. Many of my children carry the heavy burden of trying to control every aspect of their lives. They hold on tightly, convinced that if they let go, everything will fall apart. But my beloved, this is not your role. It was never meant to be. There once was a man named Silas. His days were filled with worry. He would wake before dawn, mapping out every moment, every contingency, trying desperately to keep his family safe and his business afloat. Yet, the harder he worked to control things, the more exhausted and disillusioned he became. One day, Silas heard these words from Matthew 6:27. Can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life? The question struck him like lightning. He realized that his worry had not added to his life, it had drained it. In his exhaustion, Silas fell to his knees and prayed, Lord, I don't know how to let go, but I'm willing to try. Please, take this burden from me. My child, that moment of surrender was the beginning of Silas's transformation. By releasing control, he opened the door for my peace to enter his life. The business challenges did not disappear overnight, but his heart grew lighter. he began to trust in my provision rather than his own strength. And in doing so, he found rest for his soul. I ask you to do the same. Let go of the need to control everything. Hand your worries over to me and trust that I will lead you on the right path. As it says in Proverbs 3 verse 5-6, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Step 2. Pray with sincerity and expectation. Prayer is not a ritual. It is a conversation. It is your opportunity to share your heart with me and to listen for my guidance. But I ask this of you. When you pray, do so with sincerity and trust that I hear every word. Let me tell you about Lydia, a young woman who struggled with loneliness. She longed for connection but felt invisible to those around her. One evening, in her despair, she whispered a prayer. God, do you see me? Do you care about my heartache? My child, I saw Lydia, just as I see you. Her prayer was raw and unfiltered, spoken from a place of deep vulnerability. And because she prayed with an open heart, she was ready to receive my answer. A few days later, a stranger approached Lydia in the park. The woman smiled and said, I don't know why, but I feel led to tell you that you are not alone. God loves you deeply. Tears streamed down Lydia's face as she realized that I had sent her a message through this stranger. When you pray, my child, do so with faith that I am listening. Speak to me as you would to a trusted friend, and know that I am closer than you can imagine. In Jeremiah 29, verse 12-13, I assure you, then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Step 3. Find me in the everyday moments. Many of my children believe that they must look for me in grand gestures or miraculous events. But I am not confined to the extraordinary. I am present in the simple, everyday moments of your life. Consider Ethan, a teacher who often felt overwhelmed by the demands of his work. One afternoon, as he walked through a park, he noticed a sparrow perched on a low branch. The bird chirped, seemingly unaware of the challenges of the world around it. Ethan remembered my words in Matthew 10:29-31. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father's care. So don't be afraid, you are worth more than many sparrows. At that moment, Ethan felt my presence. The sparrow was a reminder that I care for even the smallest of my creations, and that my love for him was infinitely greater. My child, I am in the beauty of a sunrise, the laughter of a loved one, the stillness of a quiet evening. I am in the kindness of a stranger, the strength you feel when you pray, and the peace that washes over you when you surrender your worries. When you open your eyes and your heart, you will see me everywhere. I am with you in your joys and your struggles, reminding you that you are never alone. Living a life anchored in trust. These steps, releasing control, praying sincerely, and finding me in the small moments, are not just actions. They are pathways to a life of peace and purpose. When you trust me, you will find that your burdens are lighter, your heart is fuller, and your days are illuminated by hope. Trust is not the absence of struggle. It is the presence of my love in the midst of it. It is the knowledge that no matter what comes your way, I am with you, guiding you, and holding you close. So, my child, I ask you, will you take the first step? Will you trust me with your worries, your prayers, and your heart? Let these lessons be the foundation upon which you build your faith, and you will discover the joy and peace that I have prepared for you. Remember, I am your Father, your guide, your constant companion. Trust in me, and I will never let you fall. Trust reveals your life's purpose. My child, your life is not a series of random events or meaningless struggles. Every moment, every challenge, every joy is part of the story I am writing for you. When you place your trust in me, the veil begins to lift, and you see the purpose behind each step. Trust opens the door to meaning, revealing that your life is part of my divine plan, a plan filled with love, hope, and eternal significance. The key to purpose. When you trust me, you begin to see the world differently. No longer do you view your struggles as burdens or obstacles. Instead, you see them as stepping stones, preparing you for something far greater than you could imagine. In Romans 8:28, I remind you, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." My child, the challenges you face are not in vain. Each difficulty strengthens your spirit, shapes your character, and prepares you for the calling I have placed on your life. Like a sculptor chiseling away at stone to reveal a masterpiece, I am shaping you through every trial. Every step has a purpose. There was a man named Caleb whose life seemed to be one disappointment after another. He had dreams of building a career that would bring him fulfillment, yet every opportunity seemed to slip through his fingers. Doors closed, and he began to wonder if his life had any meaning at all. In his frustration, Caleb prayed, "Lord, I don't understand. Why do I keep failing? What do you want from me?" I answered Caleb, not with immediate success, but with an invitation to trust me. Over time, as he let go of his frustration and leaned into my plan, Caleb began to see the bigger picture. He realized that the closed doors had guided him toward a new path, one where he could use his gifts to serve others. One day, Caleb met a young man who was struggling to find direction in life. Caleb shared his story, his doubts, and his eventual trust in me. That conversation changed the young man's life, sparking a faith and hope he had never known. My child, Caleb's journey was not just about his own purpose. It was about becoming a light for others, a vessel of my love and wisdom. And so it is with you. When you trust me, your life becomes a reflection of my glory, touching the lives of those around you. Your struggles are not in vain. My beloved, the struggles you face today are not meaningless. They are part of the greater story I am writing, a story that will bring you closer to me and reveal the purpose for which you were created. In James 1:2-4, I tell you, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Your hardships are refining you, preparing you to walk the path I have set before you. Trust that I am working in every moment, even when you cannot see it. Trust that your struggles are not in vain, for they are building something beautiful within you, a strength and faith that will carry you forward. Living out my plan. When you trust me, you begin to align your heart with my will. You discover that your life is not just about achieving personal goals, but about fulfilling the purpose I have for you. That purpose is to share my light and love with the world, to be a beacon of hope for others who are searching for meaning. As it says in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your life is a testimony of my grace and power. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every moment of faith brings my love to those around you. Consider Ruth, who trusted me even when her life seemed hopeless. She lost her husband, her home, and her security, yet she chose to follow me. Through her faith, I not only restored her life, but made her part of a lineage that would lead to my son, Jesus Christ. Ruth's story is a reminder that when you trust me, your life becomes part of something far greater than yourself. Your purpose awaits. My child, I have placed within you a unique purpose, a calling that only you can fulfill. Trust me to guide you toward it. Do not be discouraged by setbacks or delays, for they are part of the preparation. Every step, every moment, every struggle is leading you closer to the life I have designed for you. Open your heart to my plan, and you will find that your life is filled with meaning and direction. You will see that your struggles are not wasted, but are shaping you into the person I created you to be. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. I am with you, guiding you and preparing the way. Trust in me, and you will find not only your purpose, but also a deep and abiding joy that comes from living in alignment with my will. The invitation to purpose. As you continue on this path of faith, know that every step you take is meaningful. When you trust me, you align yourself with my plan, and your life becomes a vessel of my love and light. Do not be afraid to surrender your plans and dreams to me, for I have something greater in store for you. Trust that I am working for your good, and you will discover the purpose you were created to fulfill. Let my words guide you, my child. Trust in me, and you will find your purpose. Trust in me, and you will see that your life is part of a grand and beautiful story, one that reflects my glory and brings hope to the world. Trust in God to transform your life. My child, as we come to the end of this message, I want you to reflect on the journey we've taken together. You have learned that trusting me is the key to unlocking peace, purpose, and joy in your life. Through every trial, I am teaching you resilience. Through every storm, I am strengthening your faith. And through your trust, I am revealing the beautiful purpose I have woven into your life. When you let go of control, you allow my peace to flow into your heart. When you pray sincerely, you open the door for my guidance. And when you see me in the small, everyday moments, you realize I am always near. Your struggles are not in vain. They are preparing you for something far greater. Each step, no matter how challenging, has meaning. I ask you to carry these lessons forward, not just as thoughts, but as actions. Surrender your worries to me each day. Trust that my plan is perfect, even when the road feels unclear. Seek my presence in the quiet moments and the chaos alike, and you will find rest for your soul. My love for you is steadfast, unshakable, and eternal. Trust in me, my child, and you will see my light shining in even the darkest corners of your life. If this message has touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. Like this video, subscribe to Christian Philosophy Daily, and join a community of faith. I also invite you to share your story in the comments below. Your journey could be the light someone else needs to find their way back to me. Trust in me, and let me guide you to the life I have prepared for you. You are never alone. I am with you, always.